Hi everyone, it's Miss P. I am here to talk with you about the new novel we're going to read called The Adoration of Jenna Fox. So this lesson is going to kind of serve as a pre-reading activity. We're going to talk about two terms that we really need to know before we start reading this because it's asking a lot of big questions, okay? So the first term that we're going to talk about, the first vocab word, is called ethics. Ethics is really important. We as teachers all have our own code of ethics that we have to follow. It's being professional, it's knowing what's right and wrong. It's basically our ethics codes guide us through our lives. So ethics is moral principles that govern a person's behavior or activity. So, moral principles that govern a person's behavior or activities. So, if something is wrong, it would go against our personal code of ethics, therefore we wouldn't do that, whatever that thing would be. So morals, if you guys are wondering what morals are, you might have heard this word before, but you might not necessarily know the exact definition. So those are just our personal standards. So ethics are personal standards that govern our behaviors and activities, okay? So not everyone will have the same code of ethics. And this is where this book it gets really interesting for us because when we talk about ethics, we also get to talk about bioethics. And we know that bio is the prefix that means life, and we already know what ethics means. So when we talk about bioethics, what do we think that will mean? So this is just the ethics of medical and biological research. So those are our personal standards that guide our own lives and decisions, but it is focused around medical and biological research. And as we keep going and progressing technologically in our lives, we are going to have to question a lot of the things that doctors and researchers are trying to do to help save human beings and even animals and help us grow as a species. So a lot of that might look like cloning. There have been a lot of successful animal cloning projects that have taken place. That's going to look like stem cells. Stem cells are really powerful cells that we all produce, and scientists are looking at ways to take our stem cells and potentially grow limbs for other people, or grow a heart for someone who might not have a properly functioning heart. And that's where the code of ethics really gets blurry for some people because they want to help humans and they want to help us survive, but a lot of that goes against what they think is morally right and wrong. So our morals, our personal standards, they're going to help govern our behaviors and activities, and then we are going to take those personal standards and apply them to bioethics or medical and biological researches. So when we read The Adoration of Jenna Fox, we are going to really talk about the scientific procedures and things that are happening in this book. It takes place in the future, and so a lot of this stuff is a lot more advanced than what we have now, and we're going to talk about whether or not we agree with what they're doing or if we disagree with what they're doing, knowing that it can help people survive and it can help people function, but is it going to cross those lines for us on what we think is morally right or wrong?